feel great. Man, I feel great, man. I mean, you know, we didn't do anything special. We just did our job. But up front, man. I mean, we got Walker Parks has been out all year. And then, you know, we lost Marcus this week, and we got Trent and Harris just stepped up and freaking kicked butt. They freaking got in there and they said, all right, let's go. You know, I'm here for a reason. Let's go get my job done. And so proud of them. That whole front five. You know, Phil and Dominique. I mean, you know, Phil obviously just freaking unstoppable today. But the way Dominique, you know, that one drive, it was incredible. I mean, he was making some of the best runs I've ever seen. And just so proud of these guys. I mean, defense just played outstanding. You know, that's a big time win.
One more, you and Dabo after. What was that embrace like?
It was awesome. You know, I mean, it's been a wild year. It's been such a strange year, and the whole time we never lost faith of who we are and the identity that's in this team. And you know, we had chapel last night, and you know, one of the guy who spoke to us, you know, he spoke on keeping our faith, and that some people and some things in life will try to steal that from you, whether it's losses, people's opinions, things that people can say, tragedy that can happen. But one thing we haven't done once is lose our faith in this team and to the men above. So just so proud of these guys, the way we battled. It feel great. So fun.
What about Phil's performance? 36 carries, almost 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. You kind of touched on it, but I mean, unbelievable considering the whole situation without Shipley.
Unbelievable.
You needed him to step up.
Unbelievable. You know, I've been saying it for about 5 or 6 months now, but we've got the 2 best running backs in the country, and that's still Will Shipley and Phil Maffa. And, I mean, you know, what Phil did today, you know, some of the best runs I've ever seen in my life. And, you know, but that, you know, he's going to come in here, probably give credit too, but that starts up front. I mean, it was some of the best lanes I've ever seen in the run game I've ever seen. I mean, they just, from the very first snap to the very last one, those guys up front gave it all they had, and just so proud of them, so proud of Phil. I mean, you don't want success like that to happen to another guy other than Phil Maffa. The way that he is a leader on this team and the energy that he brings, you know, just love that dude and so proud of him.
What does this do for this team's psyche heading into these final 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, just propels us. You know, it's momentum, and you know, kind of talked about it a little bit last week. Just, you know, we just need a little momentum, and this is what we needed. And you know, just so proud of these guys and the way we battled from the very start to the end. And you know, it's gonna be great. It's great.
I guess in the passing game, I think you started 1 of 6, then completed 6 straight, only had 1 drive, and hit Tyler for the touchdown. What was so open over the middle, I guess, on that drop?
On the
slant.
Oh yeah. You know, we kind of knew coming into it. You know, a liability of theirs was slant routes. I mean, I feel like I hit 30 of them, and you know, we didn't complete 2 or 3 of them that, you know, could have been completed. And but I mean, you know, honestly, that's just credit to our coaches more than anything. The game plan that they saw, and then, you know, coaching us on that and me to be ready for that. That's just all the coaching. You know, we had the dig route with Bo, and just kind of identifying what they're doing post snap and the safety structure and what they're running, and we knew that was going to be great versus that 2 tilt that they're running. And you know, just, I mean, Coach Riley just did an incredible job, and Coach Austin. Just getting this game ready.
Was it just the way they were playing leverage, or was it something in terms of the way you were able to set things up? Like why were slants and over the middle such a thing that you could exploit, I guess, with that defense?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, you know, they play a lot of man, so they're a big time man team. So pretty much playing a lot of cover 1. So, you know, DBs will like to play outside leverage because they know they have safety help in the middle. So that's especially to the boundary sometimes is, you know, they'll kind of bring a one-hole look. So, you know, they'll start in a 2-high structure, and one safety will go high and the other one will come down. And that can sometimes open up, you know, DB's hips or just a little bit outside because they can't get beat outside. They have no help. So, you know, that stuff in the middle, you know, is there. But more to the boundary, we just knew versus that press look. I mean, Bo, Adam, Troy, I just had full confidence they're going to win every time. So,
Cade, what's wrong with your foot, and then how much did you get to practice? How much did it limit you this week?
my foot feels great. I felt 100% today. Just kind of handled it. What the coaches told me to do and what the trainers told me to do, but I feel great. Yeah.
Speaking of a foot, talk about punting.
Yeah, that is credit to Todd Dodge, my high school head coach. We had the kind of similar play in high school, and we would practice it once a week, every week. So I've been kind of doing that for, I guess, like 5 years now. And I actually never got to run it in the 5 years, but I finally got to do it, and I was kind of shocked he called it, and then kind of got to call it. And, it was good. It was fun. It was really cool to kind of actually run that. So it was fun.
What was Dabo's message at halftime?
Honestly, I can't exactly remember. But just to finish more than anything, just finish the game. Kind of my mentality and offense's mentality is we've been right here before. We've been up at halftime, and we didn't finish before. Going back to Florida State, we were up at half. And just asking them how bad we really wanted it. We freaking wanted that game. We wanted it more than anything we've wanted all year. So that was our mentality, just go finish the game. And we've been dominating them all first half. Let's go dominate them second half. And I feel like we did that.
Again, considering that you weren't able to finish a few times, when you do finish, I think you ripped your helmet off as you're coming off the field. Kind of what was the feeling? How would you describe it? Was it relief? Was it just energy? Like, what was it when you actually do finish a game like this?
Just so happy. We work all year. It's just been such a weird year. Of course, the tip ball is a pick. That's just our year. Just so happy, just so thankful. I kind of spoke on it a little bit in the post, on the field, but kind of my verse of the year right now is Psalm, and I spoke on it earlier this week. Is James 1:2-4. Count all is joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that these tests of your faith produce steadfastness. I messed it up, but pretty much count all as joy. I got a lot of adrenaline going right now. I promise I know it. But just count all as joy, and I think that's a really hard thing to do in life, because coming into this season, I never would have guessed we'd be 4-4 at some point. My dream, my vision is to go win a national championship. That was our vision, and we can't do that this year. But we're still going to give it all we have every single week, no matter what. And we're not quitting. We're not losing that faith. And it's, at the end of the day, it's not our plan. One of the biggest prayers that I have is just let God get all the glory, no matter what. And I think that we had to go through some crap in order for that to happen. I just pray that He continues to get all the glory from this. It's nothing that I've done. It's something that any of us have done. It's just, truly on Him. So,
how big was it for you guys as an offense to give your defense a lead to play with instead of them being behind?
Yeah, it's big time. I think it takes some of the stress off of them, and that pick six was huge. I think I talked about it a little bit earlier this week. Is just starting fast. We kind of started fast, and I really love that. It just propelled the game. It got us going. I felt like, just felt like we were rolling, and kind of felt like that all year. And just, one of the best things we did, honestly, was red zone. And that's honestly on the defense more than anything. They held them to, 3 field goals in the red zone, and then they got a touchdown. But that's huge. That's the difference between 21 points and 9 points. That's huge. And we kind of did the same thing on offense. We scored touchdowns and in the red zone, and that's huge. That's big time.
Do you feel like today was a prime example of what this team can be when it lives up to its potential?
Yeah, 100%. When we play a full football game, when we're not playing 2.5 quarters on offense and then 4 quarters on defense or vice versa. It's just when we play 4 quarters as a team, that's what we're capable of.
I watched you on the sideline when the defense went out the last 2 times. You're on the bench imploring the crowd to get louder. What's it like for you, not only to watch them go to work, but keep bringing that energy?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I'm so thankful for our fans. I mean, as a fan, it can be hard to cheer. I mean, it can be hard to cheer on a team that's 4-4. It's a tough place to be as a fan, and they showed out today when it's hard, and they showed out, and it was one of the most electric games I've ever been a part of. It was one of the loudest games I've ever been a part of, and just so thankful for them. And they came out and they brought the energy, and when we needed it, and we needed them. So obviously I get a little emotional sometimes when I'm on the sideline, and but just wanted to continue to pump them up when the defense is needing them out there.
Cade, I'm sorry. A big tough stretch going on for the team. When the clock hit 0, just describe the emotion that came through.
Yeah, I mean, just so happy. Just kind of spoke on it a second ago. We're just so happy to finish with a win. It was kind of a fun play to finish on. We call that air ball, and it's kind of a rare scenario, right? 4th down, kind of 8 or less seconds left, and you don't want to give the ball back to them. And obviously the chances of them scoring twice with 8 seconds left are pretty low, but you never know in college football. So, kind of a shot where you just kind of roll out a little bit, buy as much time as you can, throw as high as you can out of bounds. And, the rule is the clock stops when the ball actually hits. So hits something, whether it's a fan in the stands or anything. So that was, it's kind of a play you practice all year and never really run, or might not run for a few years, but it was kind of a fun play to finish on.
Yeah, you're gonna give Aiden a little run for his job.
Yeah, that was fun. That was definitely a fun play to kind of have, but I mean, I think with 4 punts or something inside of the 20, that's really hard on an offense.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like we were flipping the field every time, and he just play after play after play, just pinning them back.
Yeah.
That's hard on an offense because you got a long field to go every single time, especially versus the best defense in the country. So, props to him. He did a heck of a job, and going to Hamp Green, averaged 10 yards in a freaking return. So, I mean, that dude. I look up to that guy more than anybody. But to be here, 5th-year walk-on, and you're returning punts against Notre Dame, that's just a guy who's been determined since he got here, and one of the best leaders we have on this team. And for him to truly step up and make it happen when it's needed most, that's one of the biggest plays in the game, honestly. For him to just get 10 more yards or get that big one off the very start, that's huge. So props to him and that whole return team.
How about your punt got down to the 4 or 6 or something like that?
Yeah.
Do you guys? I mean, did you do that a lot in high school? Is that something you're comfortable with, or did they just say, you're gonna practice it a couple times and then you're gonna do it?
Yeah. Somebody just asked that, but it's okay. Kind of props to my high school coach. We ran that all in high school.
Okay.
I never really got to actually run it, but I practiced it.
Yeah.
So, I've kind of had 5 years of practicing that under my belt and finally got to run it.
Yeah.
So I was kind of excited and actually did it. And, I don't know what yard line we were on to start, but actually got to kick it and got him within the 4. I was pretty excited about that one for sure.
Was it something you've been lobbying for?
Last question, please.
Was it something you've been lobbying for a while? Of hey guys, if the opportunity ever arises, I can nail this pooch punch.
I wouldn't say it was something I was really waiting on or eager to do. It was just kind of something that, if the time happens, the time happens. But, yeah.
Thanks, Cade.
Awesome.